Hey everyone, this is Mr. Monk, and welcome back to Astroneer. Since the last time we've played, the new automation update has come out. Very, very exciting. I haven't had a chance to play around with it very much. I've taken a look at the new resource canisters, which are very nice. So as we get to a little bit bigger base, we will have a chance to keep things a little more organized than normal. Some of the nice big tables are less expensive, so we'll be able to do those earlier in our game, which is really nice. And I took a look at the auto arm for moving things around, and that's cool. But I haven't taken a look at any of these. They have these power sensors and the storage sensor, battery sensor, and then this button repeater, which lets you put some logic into automating your base, and I haven't taken a look at any of that yet, so we will have a chance to kind of look at some of that together. So this is going to be very exciting. So since the last time we have played, or the last time we played, we were getting ready to create our smelter, I believe. We have unlocked it. Yes, we have unlocked our smelter, so we need to create one of those, and we will need resin and compound, and we have a lot of compound on our backpack. Where did we leave? Do we have a space for compound? We do not. I think we picked up all our compound. Okay, so we're going to move a bunch of our compound. We're going to put it over here. Okay, put this down. We're going to need a couple of resin. Let's make our smelter. Printer, smelting furnace. And this will allow me to make a work light, which will be a lot better than this floodlight that we had found. Okay, I'm gonna put this research in here. Research now starts automatically in the research chamber, which is nice. You don't have to open it up and start it. We are very low on power. We will have to take care of that at some point. Alright, I thought I had a small generator somewhere. Alright. There it is. I'm gonna hook this up while we are making our smelter. So the smelter is going to let us make things like copper from the malachite and aluminum from the laterite. Go ahead and take this floodlight off. Oh, come on. Even with the generator, we are still low on power. I wish I could make the wind blow. At some point we are going to make a vehicle where we'll drive around and see if we can find some more power nearby. A little further off, then we can run around with our oxygen tanks. Well, right now we only have one oxygen tank. We will also be able to take this quartz, turn it into glass. And once we have the oxygen tanks researched, we'll be able to make some extra oxygen tanks to help supplement running around off of tether. So that will help. Alright, so let's see. So we want to use our smelting furnace to make some copper. That will let us make a work light. Oh, I have to turn it on. Let's go ahead and turn our generator back on. Alright, let's get this organic. Actually, I'm going to put this generator up onto this platform. Put a piece of this here. I'll put one more piece of organic on the other side of the table. That'll let it run through 2 pieces of organic. I also want to grab a piece of bladderite, make some aluminum. How is our research? 967. Okay. We do already have the soil centrifuge unlocked. That's good. We do need some more resin. So let's see. I'm gonna turn this off while we go and get some more resin. Now we found a little bit of a resin deposit over this way. Kind of past our cave. There was another cave entrance and there's some resin over this way. But I don't know how much resin was left there. Let's go see. Is it over here? Or did I pass it already? It's one of the downfalls of not tethering to things. Sometimes you pass stuff. Oop. And also oxygen. There it is. I was just on the wrong side of the line. A little more oxygen. Alright, pick up some more resin. I'm going to build another one of those tables so that we can put our soil centrifuge on it. That's going to help. We'll be able to make resources like resin and compound organic, some of the more simple resources that you gather around, you'll be able to just make in your soil centrifuge as long as you have soil in your canister. So that can be really helpful. There's always, you know, resin and compound are pretty common materials, but as you can see, you go through a lot of it and then you just have to go out and find more of it. And then as you deplete it, you have to go further and further out. So it's nice to have a soil centrifuge handy. And also for things like graphite and ammonium that are not as plentiful and sometimes can be a little harder to find, it's nice to have the soil centrifuge to just be able to do that. You can also make a trade platform to trade for those materials. So there's a couple of different ways that you can get some of the materials that you need. We definitely want that soil centrifuge. Okay, so we have our copper here. I am going to now be able to make a work light. The work light is already unlocked at the beginning of the game. That's very nice. There, isn't that a lot better? You guys can see me now that it's dark. And it'll also be a lot easier to see things in the cave. I'm going to go down and while that's building, I'm going to go get a little bit more laterite to have room. Yes, I have room. Because we're going to want a lot more aluminum as we go along. I have to be real careful because the aluminum was right at the end of this bridge or ramp. So we want to make sure that we don't end up causing issues with us coming down. There was a little bit turnaround at the, at the end. Oh dear. Yeah. Okay. Fine, I'm tethered. For the moment, that's okay. And we'll kind of dig under the floor a little. And then make a ramp out. That way I can dig the aluminum under where the ramp area is. And then I can keep the floor. Am I full? I'm full. Okay. I'm going to dig out this direction. This. Nice ramp out. Upsy-daisy. There we go. So this way I have a way down into the laterite, and I'm not going to hurt the floor as much. Is there a way for me to kind of close this off without being a really crazy angle? Huh. They're all really crazy angles. I just don't want to fall through. Alright, take that laterite up with us. Can't fit it on our backpack, but we can kind of just carry it out in front of us. No, don't walk backwards. Silly Astroneer, why would you want to walk backwards up a cave? Okay. I think base is this way. Yep. Okay, so let's go ahead and smelt this. Go ahead and smelt 2 of these. We're going to want more aluminum than that, but we do have some power issues. So I'm going to just kind of smelt what I need. Oh, I'm so close to 2 canisters being full. Okay. There we go. Let's go make our soil centrifuge. I'll move that. Soil centrifuge will take, oh, it's going to take an aluminum. Let me grab that off of the smelter. Okay, soil centrifuge is going to take 1 aluminum, 2 compound. Perfect, I've got that on my backpack. Now I'm going to turn this on. I'm going to take my soil centrifuge, or my table for my soil centrifuge. I'm going to put this down here, turn it around. Okay. Do that. I really want some more resin, but we're having some trouble finding it. And instead of going and getting more of it out of the ground, I'm going to make a bunch with our soil centrifuge. Okay. What's our research come in? 2 minutes. We're at 1,300. So our next big thing is really going to be getting off the planet. There's some high-level research that we can do. We do need to worry about power. I do want to get oxygen tanks if we can before we go off planet. So we need 2,000 for the oxygen tanks that go on our backpack. That's small canister. They have moved things around in the backpack since the last update, so I don't know exactly where everything is these days. Yeah, let's see. Where are the oxygen tanks? That's a good question. Where are the oxygen tanks? Packager, feathers, there they are. Small oxygen tank. Yep, still 2,000. Some things have changed cost. Then we're gonna need a thruster, solid fuel thruster, which is 500. An oxygenator. That's still at the top. Yes, oxygenator is 1,800. And then a small shuttle at 1,500. Oh, and drill mod 1, which is 1,000. So actually we need quite a few more bytes before we can get off planet. But that's what we are working towards. Okay, 1 soil centrifuge. So this can hold 2 canisters worth of soil. It will take partial canisters. But a partial canister doesn't give you as much of a resource. So you can see up here it has all these little lines. All those little lines tell you about when it can make a resource. So 2 canisters will give you a full soil centrifuge. And then you can see these lines match up with the lines that were on here. So compound, you can get 8. You can get 8 resin, 8 organic, 6 clay, 4 quartz, 2 graphite, and 1 ammonium. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and make 8 resin. I need to get some storage going. And I've just been having a little bit of trouble with getting the resin. And now we can put this research in. I probably should have waited till after the soil centrifuge was done, but that's okay. It will just go while we're wandering around. I'm going to go get a little bit more quartz, because 2 of those quartz are going to turn into oxygen tanks. And then we're going to want at least 1 quartz for a beacon on our planet as we go. But we are going to be going to more than 1 planet as we go along, so we might as well, while we are waiting for some things to cook up, we might as well go and get some more quartz. And as we do that, because we have our soil canisters, we're going to fill up our soil canisters as well, which lets us make more things out of our soil centrifuge. So this is like a win-win situation. So this is really cool. Now, one of the other things that came in the automation update that's really cool is an auto extractor. So you can build one of those and set it up to gather resources automatically. Ooh, dirt don't hurt. We extracted a resource using the soil centrifuge. I guess that means our soil centrifuge is done. So we can set that up, and it gathers resource without destroying the terrain. So that's nice. It prevents those big holes from being built. So that would allow you to actually gather resources right next to a base without, destroying all the terrain that's right next to it. So that's cool. Of course, the downside is you don't get soil for your soil centrifuge, but at some point you really don't need to keep getting soil for your soil centrifuge, right? And in some areas you want the resource, you don't want the soil. Now, apparently the extractor will get more resources than your terrain tool does. So it gets a higher percent yield from the resources. So that's cool too. It does take a lot of power from what I understand, and I think it takes tungsten carbide maybe to make. We can take a look at it in the catalog in just a second. Let's see what it takes. So you have to get to a certain point before you could even make one anyway. So let's see. I think it's a huge thing. Yeah, so tungsten carbide and steel. So we would have to go to just solo for tungsten. Tungsten carbide doesn't take any gases, but steel does take argon, so we would have to get to the point of making the atmospheric condenser, which takes plastic and gas, so it would require the chemistry lab to create. So we have to get to that point before we could even do the auto extractor. So we're a little ways away from that point. That's kind of more towards mid-game. But we're getting there. We're getting to that point. So, that'll be fun to play around with, see how that works. So let me put this quartz down here. Now, the resource canisters, I have played with those. Those only take plastic and glass. So we would need a chemistry lab, which requires tungsten, but we do not need any gases for that. So that's pretty cool. So we're not too far out from that. So I am going to take this resin. Where's my small printer? Have I not made a small printer? Really? 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 That's, wow. Okay, sure. I'll make one. I am shocked that I have not made a small printer. That's usually like one of the first things I do. Okay, there we go. I really haven't been making storage, have I? There we go. Medium storage. We'll start getting some stuff cleared up on our base. A little bit cleaner. Okay. This will also allow, if we put this on the where the soil centrifuge is, it will put everything onto the storage nicely. This is a really nice storage to have. We definitely need to go and find some power though. Here, have a battery. That'll speed things up. We are hurting for power. Okay. So, grab this. These storages are nice on these tables as well. These storages will flatten out like this, makes them very nice. Make another storage. We're going to want a lot of these storages. That's why I went ahead and made resin with the soil centrifuge, because I knew that we were going to want to have, let me take this, a lot of these storages. We will be making these silos using titanite turned into titanium. And then the resource silos that are, or the resource canisters that are new, we'll be making some of those to hold some of our really large quantity resources. But for a while we're going to be using some of these, and of course these look really nice on some of the large storage that we'll be making later as well, to make our base nice and neat and organized. So we will be doing a lot of that to try and keep things neat, because although there will be some chaos with our base still for a while, as we are building all of this stuff, we do want our base to be at least partly organized as much as possible. And look at this, we've already run through all our resin. It goes fast. It goes really fast. Any of the resources that you use for base building goes really fast. Okay, put this laterite on here. I'm going to leave 2 laterite as laterite because there might be some research pods that we can open with it. But then I'm going to put this here. It's going to automatically start smelting. I'm going to put the already smelted aluminum here. It's, of course, going to put it on the thing that isn't the storage, but that's okay. And we also want some glass. So, actually, I'm going to put this on here, and this will smelt into glass. And that is going to be it for this episode of Astroneer. Thank you all for joining me. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and come back for our next episode. Thank you all, and goodbye.